way with having a solo Death Prophet, but with Johnny here as well on the Lich, it's probably going to be a dual lane with obviously the Sacrifice helping out and the Frost Blast and Crypt Storm. That's a lot of nuke damage coming through from Arrow Gaming, so it really comes down to positioning, I think in that mid lane. Na'Vi are going to smoke up early. They're going to look for a potential pickoff in the jungle. Mosin as well as DDZ are pretty far into the jungle here, into the trees on the side, down in this bottom lane, so they might not be able to catch anyone out of position. For Na'Vi, that dire lineup, you have Havos, he'll be up on the Razor, you'll have Dendi on the Tiny, Kuroki will be on the Io, Funnick on the Puck, and Puppy will round up the lineup on the Wraith King.
And on your Radiant team, we got Arrow Gaming. Unfortunately, this might be the end of the road of their tournament life, but happy to try to put on a strong showing here. We're going to start at the top. We got Zhang Zai on his very familiar Doom in the off lane. Representing your mid, we got Lance, your core style Death Prophet in the mid lane. Right behind him, support Johnny, going to be representing your Lich along the bottom. Moses going to be playing your Shadow Shaman. And finally, none other than DDZ, the flashy player himself. He's going to be playing Naga Siren.
Yep, so, I mean, looks like they will just have Puppy and Havos come down to this bottom lane, and since it's a dual lane, no, actually Funnick's going to stay down here, and they're going to have Puppy just take this illusion room. He actually might stay down here and just help out Funnick, but more than likely he should head top, but it's going to be a solo safe lane versus a solo off lane, so he can actually just roam around. If he wants to be aggressive, he can help out Funnick at this off lane. If he wants to go mid, he certainly can, so it's going to be about rune control, I think, more so than anything. DDZ getting farmed here shouldn't be too much of an issue. He only has 46 base damage right now. He's got a stout shield and 1 GG branch. The mid lane is going to be where the action happens, I think. Dendy already getting harassed, taking your Frost Blast, I believe, no. Still level 1 for Johnny, so obviously only has that Sacrifice. He's going to throw up the Avalanche real quick, but Dendy's still taking right-click harass, and actually a lot of it coming up from Lance, as he has an early Null Talisman, so...
Top lane, it's going to be very interesting here. Zhang Zai going to be going up that crafty veteran Havos, and he has some early harassment coming out with the static leak, just trying to show him no respect, not allow him to get too close to get the CS, and I would imagine that Havos is going to take control.
Mosin about to fall, 1 right click, but gets blocked in. Puppy can't get it done, might actually turn around and die here to DDZ with the right click. The Ether Shock from Mosin will get the kill. Now the Shackle's Funnick, he can't jaunt away. Now they're going to right click and Riptide. That's 2 kills. Arrow turn it around. Mosin almost giving away first blood, but stays alive.
Wow, so Arrow strike first and claim 2 casualties right off the bat. Na'Vi, well, we saw him last time have a bit of a rough start, when they rolled with that Tiny Whiz combo, and well, shades of future past, I guess you could say. Is the Dendy in the mid lane looking to heal up as he goes against this dual range combo coming out from Arrow Gaming, trying to make it a little difficult for him to get that farm early. And well, it looks like Doom did abandon up that off lane, looking to move into an aggressive jungle here, and he sees a double camp stack, and that's been courtesy of Kuroki here on the Wisp, and he's gonna just go ahead and grab one up and pull back.
Yeah, I mean, he knows this is stacked now, but there's not much you can do about it, but grabbing at least 1 creep and just getting out of there is really nice, and he could even just stay in and jungle for a bit, but not with those camps stacked up, so...
Puppy, bottom lane, he's hasted.
Looking for DDZ, he might find it. DDZ, no mana for an ensnare. I'm not sure. We'll see if they can grab the kill here. He's still level 1 for the Wraith King, so only level 1 Wraith Fire Blast. Funnick's sitting at level 3 now. He does have the help of Mosin behind him, so DDZ has that support. We'll see if they want to jump on him. I think they're waiting for Mosin to show himself, and they can try to go on him. They know that there's no mana for an ensnare now for at least a couple of seconds here for Arrow's DDZ, but it looks like Puppy, the haste is gone, maybe the opportunity gone as well. There's no Radiant Observer ward right now, but Mosin will scout things out by being over here. In fact, Mosin's level 3 on his boots first as well, which gives him so much mobility.
Yep, and obviously Na'Vi are going to have to play this one a little more careful. Last time, they tried to get a little too excited, trying to make an initial jump in and kind of stub their toe, so they want to pull back. They don't want to give any more additional kills away. Mid lane harassment here on Dendy. Just more nukes to fly out here from Johnny, converting him very, very low. Only 1 more tango of regen here for Dendy to heal up with, and so far, Arrow respectfully doing good in the early laning phase, but we have a long way to go here. It's only 3 minutes in, still Arrow, 2-zip right now. We'll see if Dendy can try to strike their own first blood.
We made so much talk about that bottom lane, but top lane's going so well for Havos. He's got 19 last hits. Meanwhile, Funnick, nice jaunt away. Really good illusory orb into the phase shift, then jaunts away as soon as he realized he was under tower range, and so they couldn't get the ensnare going, they couldn't get the shackles up as well. Mosin needs a point in hex to really get his disable started, so really nice play from Funnick, staying alive in this bottom lane. He'll salve up now, but DDZ wants to continue to go. Another illusory orb from Funnick, and another jaunt coming out. Just toying with Mosin and Arrow at this point in time, so Really good stuff. And again, like I talked about, that top lane going so well for Havos. 23 last hits. Mid lane's going decently as well for Danny. But now, Great Fire Blast, Static Link is going to fly. He does have the Scorch Shift. He will use the Centaur Conqueror Stomp. And Side should be okay, but that's 147 damage that's been linked to Havos. He hits like a truck because it's level 3 Static Link already. So nice.
Mid lane, Lance has been bottle crowing and just trying to duel out that heavy harassment with the Crypt Swarm, and unfortunately for Denny, no more regen to work with. As you can see, Funnick conveniently picks up a regeneration rune for himself, quickly jaunts up back to the tower, but yeah, it's already been taken apart, so for now, just kind of holding true.
Yeah, but Kuroki's going to help out with the bottle. He'll just tether up and just make sure Denny's back to full for the most part. And Kuroki's going to be the one to either secure rune or bottle. So shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's Arcane Boots already done for Mosin. That'll help because he got the first blood, obviously, and they've been involved in 2 kills, so good stuff there. DDZ getting some nice farm. 16 last hits. He did get the Quelling Blade finally, so it'll be a bit easier to CS as well. And the Jungle Puppy as well as Kuroki roaming around. Meanwhile, Frostblast and Dendy taking a lot of damage. The Crypt Swarm looks like it connected as well. So that's the problem. Once Kuroki goes away, Dendy kind of just has to deal with all of this harass, and he just kind of can't get close in CS. But at the same time, he has all these stacks waiting for him in the jungle. So
yeah, he got one of those stacks that time. The other one did not get quite successful, but still lots of gold to come here if Denny wants to move in there, do that victory combo, and just move that much closer to getting that Aghanim Scepter or just a little bit additional mobility. So for right now, relatively quiet stuff happening. Your leader CS is none other than Havos there at the top lane, 36 and 18. Some heavy denies coming out from Havos, making things very difficult for Zhangzai. Well, as we see, 7-0 now on his own CS. This Doom needs to build up a lot more farm for himself.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's just kind of leeching experience here and trying to get level 6, but he couldn't even go back to his own jungle if he wants to. It's not like they're really using it that much. I mean, Mosin's stacking occasionally, but there's a stack over here as well, which is going to be nice. I mean, Lance can actually get some of these stacks if he wants, with Crypt Swarm and Johnny helping him out as well, but I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like Shanghai should go to the jungle at some point here and devour and just get some more experience and gold, but it's up to him really. Mosin's done a very nice job stacking. I mean, if you're a support, this is what you need to do. If you're not in lane getting kills, if you're not pulling, stack. Ward. Just be around the map doing something. Just don't sit in lane, just leech experience. Do something. So
your 6-minute rune was on the bottom lane, an invisibility rune that had been picked up once again from Funnick. Very, very close to his level 6, and then he'll conveniently be able to use that Dream Coil and try to get some sort of initiation happening on his own part. But for now, just kind of toying with this bottom lane, but DDZ, man, he's still finding a relative amount of farm. He's getting a lot closer to his own level 6. This is going to make things a lot easier for him so that when harassment does come his way, he can just simply press that R button and get out of trouble.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, Funnick's doing a nice job, though, at least harassing a little bit. And Snare is going to fly, but Funnick is invis. Going to throw up the Illusion Orb. The Hex is going to fly as well. Now the Shackle's going through. Funnick just threw up the Illusion Orb, and he didn't need to. There was no detection coming out, but still gets caught out of position, and they get the kill with DDZ's Naga Siren. So
don't underestimate the lockdown that Aero Gaming have on this bottom lane. Mosin already doing a really strong performance here early in the run, and another lockdown performance happening on Funnick. So Funnick, veteran player of the off lane, having a little bit of trouble early on. It does have a respectable amount of levels, but just needs a little bit more for himself. And, you know, obviously he'll look to push forward, get a hold of that Blink Dagger, and then it gets even more troublesome to try to get off that puck. But for now, actually shifts all the way up to the top lane. With that Dream Coil, yeah, he's ready to make a fight happen.
Well, the unfortunate thing is Shanghai is actually going back to the base, so he won't really be able to find a target until at least he TP's back up here. So Funnick's just kind of just sit here for a while, and Dendy and Kuroki are just going to be able to go to the jungle. They can even stack one more time, but looks like they just want to go ahead and take this. Finally, it's going to be a lot of gold going for both Kuroki and Dendy. Kuroki can use his spirits, obviously, to just get some CS here. Make sure that the courier gets out of there. They will, looks like, get some bottle charges and bottle crow potentially, but now they can actually send Funnick mid if they want to, or even just get him a couple of these last hits, or even the experience coming out. But he's just kind of sitting and roaming around. DDZ's going to get free farm in the bottom lane, that means.
Under attack.
And we talked about Shanghai going to the jungle. He's doing just that. He picks up the Gloves of Haste, and it looks like he's going to be going for a Midas. At the very least, it's going to get there maybe 12, 13 minutes. So we'll see how things swing for that Doom in the jungle in a couple minutes. But for right now, the leader of CS is Havos in the top lane. Something might be flying out to him. He just purchased it. It looks like it's going to be that buckler and headdress. They're done, so just needs a couple more, a little bit more gold just to purchase up the recipe, and then all this stuff ready to go.
Into the mid lane, reaches level 7, sees that there's an opportunity to pop out the Exorcism, and will begin laying in the heavy damage on this mid tier 1 tower, and there is no NaVi at the moment to try to defend it out, unless there will be a TP to come here, as Dendi and Kuroki back in the base. Kuroki obviously not level 6 just yet, cannot simply relocate in, but for now, 3 parked here in the mid lane for the side of Arrow, and they're looking to take their first structure.
Yeah, and it looks like they will grab it. But while that's happening, though, in the bottom lane, Mosin already level 6, putting up a circle. Look at this massive rotation. Dendi jumps in, gets the combo, but the hex up immediately. Mosin will fall. The Tender coming through as well. Mosin looking for DDZ. He's got Song of the Siren. He probably won't have to use it, though. They'll get the tower, it looks like. And that means that, well, they'll lose the life of Mosin. And that's a bit problematic, but still a pretty good trade for Arrow. Yeah, it's all said and done.
It's 1 support, and they've gotten 2 tier 1 towers now, and that's a lot of gold going the way of especially DDZ, so he can start building towards that sweet relic. 2,700 gold. Yeah, he's for DDZ.
He's actually pretty farmed, surprisingly enough.
Really
the Ring of Aquila too, and this stack is going to help a long way as well. So Aethershot's going to go through another Riptide that'll get him some more CS, but yeah, they're just going to go down methodically, take down these stacks in the jungle, and go from there. And a lot of the farm that Death Prophet's getting is just going to be from mid, so he won't take any of these jungle stacks, or at least he'll help out by throwing a Crypt Swarm or 2, but stack up instead. In the top lane, Shanxai getting some more room here. Something's flying out to him, maybe a TP scroll.
Smoke time, bottom lane, NaVi gonna pop it out, and Havos gotta take the long road around, it looks like, but for Puppey and Funnick, they're gonna shift all the way right through the jungle here. Mosin just on the outskirts. Has to be cautious. The smoke will be popped. They go and they pop the coil immediately, but there's DDZ with the song. A rotation to come. Are they going to look to send this one back in their face? It's going to be Lance to show up here. Lance, 7 more seconds for Exorcism. They're happy to throw out the Crypt Swarm. 1 more auto attack. Puppey very low, and obviously not level 6 will fall, and they're going to go for Funnick as well. And line number 2 for 1. Nope. Havost right there from behind pulls out the Eye of the Storm, looking to clean house. A 2 for 1 at the moment as Lance makes his retreat and will be able to get away.
Yeah, DDZ and Mosin getting caught in position. Funnick with a really well-timed phase shift avoids the Crypt Swarm, stays alive. He's getting chased down, but excellent play from the offlaner of NaVi and getting those kills. Stopping DDZ's farm is very important. While that's all happening, actually, Shanxai received his Midas, and that was from the 2 tier 1 towers. They got 1 in the mid lane, 1 in that down bottom, and DDZ helping out as well. So now, actually, NaVi are going to try to put some pressure on this tier 1 tower. TP rotation coming through. It is DDZ, no song this time around. He needs help. He can't do this alone. He's just going to throw his illusions out. Most not really deterred.
Relocate
immediately, but relocate top lane. Now, Shanxai in a lot of trouble. The nuke damage is very real, and the toss and avalanche getting it done for Dendi. So.
Something to keep an eye on. Kuroki hit level 6, and it was just time to go, and that's pretty much the NaVi way here. Kuroki does show back up to the mid lane. They didn't even have a tower to help him out, so had they seen him come in, actually they're still wanted here. The little ball trying to escape right now, and there's nothing to tether to. Throw out the crypt, but it will miss, but doesn't matter. Zap, and the ball will fall. So Kuroki will go down, and Arrow still ahead as far as kills. 5-4 your score, but NaVi doing very, very nice. Dendi getting that much closer to that set of drums. He's got the recipe already complete as he does continue to farm out in his own jungle. Look at this. They drop the wards in the mid lane. Yeah. These are going to be swiftly farmed up.
They're just saying hi, man. That's it.
Just a brief chip, small wave.
Yeah, I mean, just casual throw the serpent wards down. Get some, like you said, chip damage on the tower. But, I mean, if I was NaVi here, I'm feeling pretty confident. Havos is level 11. He's got his mech now. Dendi's relocated once, I believe, and they've gotten a couple of kills with him as well. So they've been successful around the map, just getting kills essentially. It's still 5-4. Yes, Arrow farming with DDZ and the Naga Siren, but I mean, you have relocate. You can just kind of jump into the jungle at any point in time, and especially with the low cooldown, or the high cooldown rather, on Song of the Siren. DDZ just might get caught out of the position and won't be able to escape. So see how things go for Dendi and Kuroki.
You know, that's on the supports now on the side of Arrow to make sure they have sentries down, make sure that NaVi don't have that vision, any aggressive wards that NaVi might put out to allow them to relocate in and catch anyone out by their solo. So, or you could just simply stay together. That way, when you see the relocate come your way, you can try your best to either get away, prevent it, or counter attack back. Now, top lane, Lance pushing forward with an illusion, trying to add a little extra damage to that top tower while Shanxai is nearby, but they're going to rotate to the mid lane here, where it looks like Dendi might potentially be caught out, but nope. Swiftly pulled back here. Looks like they will not hinge.
They had no lockdown, and Dendi's just like, yeah, that hurts, but you're not really going to be able to kill me, so it's fine. In fact, they're still saying this mid lane. I do like the fact that Arrow have a lot of really good wards already. I mean, you have your standard ancient ward here, but you also have the ward on the backside in that mid lane. But
Radiant's top
Navi are
tower
making
is under
they're looking to
attack.
make a go on this top lane, this tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom
Again,
tower
it's not
is
that
under
important.
attack.
It's not that big of a deal if this tower falls, the tier 1 of the off lane, but Arrow would like to defend it, especially because they have everyone rotating over. They have Doom, which they haven't used all game. Motion's here as well. Johnny on top of that, but Funnick is doing a nice job pushing the back end. The tower
Radiant's
will fall
top
without any
tower is under
contention. So
James is kind
Radiant's
of one of those
top
support
tower
players,
has
especially when he
fallen.
plays the Doom, that he's very patient with using the ultimate. Maybe almost too patient at times before he likes to get it out there, but maybe they should consider going a little more on the aggressive. The longer this game goes, the longer they, don't make a move to try to take down this heavy assault that Dendi could bring. It can get more of a struggle for him. And as you see, Dendi already acquiring his point booster, nearly 700 gold. Next thing you know, he's going to be holding that big Weeping Willow and bringing the pain.
especially if they have another fight like they did in the Liquid game. Just somehow gets like an ultra kill or something ridiculous that only Dendi can do. So I expect to see the pressure come pretty soon. Like we talked about, the relocate is there. If Puppy can get a Blink Dagger anytime soon, that'd be huge, but he's still only a Shreds at this point. He does have Reincarnation, which is really nice, so the supports of Navi are starting to do pretty well. We talked about Croaky getting level 6. The top lane, Illusion is going to fly out. Running, thinking about jumping in, waiting, Rip misses, but he does get the Dream Throw off. Now the relocate on top. Running is going to be doomed here, but now Mosey gets blown up by the combo. The Chain Frost, Kuroki is bouncing between them. He will fall, but it's a 2-for-1 trade. They're still chasing Shanghai. Actually get another kill. That's Funnick now. Static Link going through. Dendi has toss ready to go. He wants to toss the boat on top of him, but now the TP coming through. There it goes. The boat headboating it up. He wants to fight. Now the Exorcism coming in, but Shanghai will fall. Habos gets the double kill. Puppy still low, but it doesn't matter. Triple kill for Habos. This is exactly what I was talking about. Navi getting an absolutely outstanding fight.
It's just, I mean, they lose Kuroki, but it's just merely the vehicle to allow the rest of his Navi squad to push forward and get kills like that. Havos just not letting up on the Doom, sapping away all the way up to plus 200 damage with the assistance of Dendi throwing him into the fight, and Lance just shows up, and unfortunately by then, the damage has been done, and he is just another victim. Here to fall. Here comes the rotation. They actually stun DDZ. What are you doing? Might be caught out. He does take down one, but for his own life. At that point, it is just not worth it. Look at this. Ward Trap actually on Havost. They lock him in place. Johnny as well trying to lay out the right clicks, but Havost is like, just get the heck out of here. I'm going to leave. Retreats to the north. There is nothing you can do. I don't even have to use my mech, but I will now.
He actually had no mana for it. He sticked up, and then he's like, all right, now I'll use the mech. So it was kind of a close call, but Dendi was there to help him out, and that was... I don't say this a lot, but that was kind of questionable from DDZ. He was just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep it to top lane and we'll see what happens. So he didn't use his song. It seemed like he really wanted to kill Dendi, so he decided to defer and kind of just hope that he could riptide him down or something. But again, this is like the same exact timing as the last game. It's like 16 minutes and like Dendi's farming okay, but then all of a sudden they fight and they get 2 components and almost his third is done for that Aghanim Scepter. And this is where it gets tricky for Arrow.
Really tricky. I mean, they have a long way to go before they can even get to the point where they can consider contesting the onslaught that's going to be coming their way from this tiny Whips combo.
Oh, yeah.
It's rough. We're going to try to be very optimistic about this one, though, as Arrow Gaming, very much the underdogs coming into this matchup. The backs have been against the wall pretty much the whole tournament, but we're rooting for them. They're the underdogs. We want to hope they can pull it back out as 4 of them squat here in the mid lane. They do have a Death Prophet. I mean, the next goal has got to be, let's move on maybe potentially this top lane. There's a tier 1 still standing. If we got to use an Exorcism as a set of wards, let's just get it down. Let's get in a little bit more gold to work with here. Let's bring that over to DZZ so we can get more. He already has the Radiance complete, but he needs to get a hold of maybe some boots of travel so he can have extra mobility, get around the map, and find the farm that he so desperately will need.
I feel like Arrow just needed to not farm until the Death Prophet was level 2 ultimate, like level 11, or DDZ had a decent bit of farm. Yes, he's got the Max Siren Radiance, but I feel like he needs a bit more than that, and they gave way too many kills up there. So Dendi gets his Aghanim Scepter again so early on. They can even think about roshing. They've smoked up as well. Puppy's going to lead the way. He has his Wraith Fire Blast at the ready. No Blink Dagger, but he's got Reincarnation, and he hasn't used it all game. Now another smoke from Arrow. They're looking to find somebody in the mid lane and actually might be Havost. It's going to be a tough target to take down. They have the Rod of Aethys from the Death Prophet. They might even use it. There it goes. Unstable Current actually helps out. They doom him up, however, but still in trouble. Havost might get away. Big Dream Flow coming in. The relocate Mosin blown up again. The Chain Frost bouncing between a couple of heroes running, getting low. as well as Dendy. No, Dendy's still whacking away. Puppy actually was the one to go down with the reincarnation, and that's an ultra kill with a couple of swipes. They didn't even know that he had the Aghanim Scepter, and he used it to great effect.
Tony, Dongo, please, looking for more. DDZ in the top lane desperately sings the Song of Mercy as he tries to make his way back to the base and will successfully get out, but as it shows, nobody's safe when Dendy is on this time. Just
an Aghanim Scepter on Havos. Where are these items coming from? Well, I guess when you get an ultra kill, that'll do that. Or another tower. Answer my own question. 2,000 gold in the bank right now for the Razor, sitting at level 14. And if you're Arrow right now, or you're an Arrow fan, you gotta be feeling a bit bad. But Navi, they're playing so well. They had a couple of missteps early on, but they always had some great through goal initiations, and then just the follow-up. It seems like they're just outclassing Arrow at this point, and they've played so much Dota that at this point, how could you not? So
I mean, it looked like Arrow felt they had the opportunity to make the jump on Havos, even using the silence on him solely, but by the time the reinforcements came in, there was just nothing else to offer, and they just kind of cleaned house. And it just got ugly real quick for Arrow. It's going to be on them to try to shake it off and try to come right back into this one. As far as looking at their dark horse of their team, DDZ, Radiance on hand, actually just spent his gold here, and it looks like he does have the boots of travel now complete. So hopefully he can avoid any incoming danger, any incoming relocates, find that farm, and keep on going. But we're only about 20 minutes in, 14-9 your score. I want to look at this gold ref, and yep, it has dipped, and it continues to do so past the 5K mark right now for Navi. Definitely a testament to all these towers they've already brought down.
Yeah, absolutely. And for DDZ, he just needs to hit creeps. That's what he needs to do. He just needs to go into the jungle or go into the nether lane and just hit creeps. And with his boots of travel, he can do just that. Actually on cooldown now, but he doesn't seem to mind too much. This actually might be an opening for him to go for the tier 1 tower, because now you're going for Roshan. If an Aegis on, Denji or Ghost, that's just too much to deal with. A second life, who already has 2k health, he's got, what, almost 21 armor.
Where does Dendy get all this gold? Is he like making into his grandma's inheritance fund or something? It's just every time I look over, he's got new items, a whole new set of gold. I mean, don't get me wrong, he just dominated that last team fight, but it's very clear this experienced team, they know how to move around the map, they know how to find the farm and get it very, very quickly. Now, Roche will fall, Aegis required. Navi happy to sacrifice one measly tier 1 tower in the top lane and consider pushing down the mid of Arrow.
It's just like they have an agreement with the other team where you like XBOCT, and it's just like, okay, we'll let you guys have the laning stage, but when we get relocate, we're going to start killing everybody, and that's where our gold is going to come from. So Navi are certainly pushing the pace of this game, and it's their game to take now. I mean, Arrow can get back into it with a farm dog. Yes, we've seen it before. I mean, how many times have we seen Burning or even recently saying do something crazy with this hero? But you're a long way away from that. DDZ does a nice job, though. He's got the most CS, and he should. 181 at 21 minutes is nothing to stop that. But he needs a lot more. Dendy in the bottom lane continues to go on this tier 2 tower. Brookie is here to help out. His Assault Dross is very close to being complete. In fact, he gets the Hyper, so he just needs the chainmail now. And then you get the armor reduction, plus the overcharge, plus the increased speed.
And the next thing you know, you got no more outer towers. And, well, for Arrow Gaming, this is the nightmare when you do have a Naga. I mean, when you're putting all of your eggs in the Naga basket, that's pretty much what happens. Now, as far as moving outside the base and finding farm, there are very limited options. But you're going to be giving all that to DDZ. So what happens to everyone else? Where's our farm going to be?
You pray. You're like, DDZ, please move the rest of this game.
Hopefully we can get a team fight, push forward, use the benefit of all of our push, try to take some towers. It's just, please, leave some scraps for us.
DDZ, just give us anything. We'll take anything.
But you can't blame him, because he is going to be the forefront as far as damage. So they're going to try their best. DDZ's finding the farm. He's doing it very aggressively on the Navi side. They're nowhere near this area for now, but while they're not there, they're elsewhere, finding additional farm, farming up their own cores. I mean, you may have one Naga, but we got a big old Tony with heavy damage. We got Razor building up more. Aghanim's complete ultimate orb on hand. He's already had that Midas. Even Phonic building up his own arsenal. He's got his Blink Dagger with the heavy initiation. It's looking pretty rough right now for Arrow Gaming.
Yeah, Havos actually just completed up his Lincoln Spears. It's getting flown out to him right now as he picks up the Perseverance at the Secret Shop, and they'll go from there. So Navi are just like, okay, well, I mean, we have an Aegis, we have an Assault Dross, we have Aghanim Scepter on our Razor at 22 minutes in. There's nothing we can really wait for. We don't need to wait. DDZ's only going to get more farmed at this point. You can get some more map control, put some wards down in the enemy jungle, but at this point, there's no more objectives to take other than a tier 3 tower. try to get a pick off potentially, but there's no way you're going to do that if Naga still has Song. So he's playing this so well, cutting up the creep waves with his illusions. You'll see this a lot. DDZ's just going to make illusions, mirror images, and just cut all these creep waves off in the mid lane if you can. It's not about the split pushing, it's more so about cutting off the creep waves. But as that happens, Dendy and Havost are here in the mid lane. This tier 3 tower is melting. There's the Song of the Siren. It's going to go. What's going to happen next is the question.
Dendy, the battering ram style build, just moves on in. They easily clear out this tier 3, and with the help of the Ghost, Eye of the Storm, they're ripping apart one set of racks. Here goes the Lords. This might be the all or nothing right now for Arrow Game. They push on forward. They hex up Dendy and Doom, and he makes a retreat out. The coil on the return, and now they're looking to go right back into the Arrow base. Unmerciful as they push forward. Doom means big damage. Dendy, though, going to be locked down temporarily. The chain cross flying back and forth. Doom will fall. Dendy looking to smack and get a lot more taken down. Only one casualty thus far. Puppy very low, but then to the reincarnate. Simply popping out right now. Most cleans up the rest of the towers, and they shift all the way to the bottom, and look at him go. Swat, swat, swat. Just taking it right to that tier 3 tower, and well, for the rest of Arrow Gaming, just simply trying to nuke them down, and please have mercy on their face. They can't. This second set of racks will crumble, and about 24 minutes in, it looks like Arrow Gaming might consider throwing up the white flag.
Puppy is so damn good. Just tethers Dendy. Even if Dendy's Doom is hitting him like 1/3 of his HP, he just regens him up. Just like, yeah, I'll throw an Urn Charge on you. They throw up the mech as well from Havost, and they just keep going. They're going to get mega creeps now. Dendy is still at full HP. Havost still has the Aegis Puppy. He just used the reincarnation. That's really the only ability they've used that big of a deal at this point. Havost is like, please kill me. I want my second life bows. And well, speaking of killing somebody, he is dead. Dendy just hit him once with the club to the back of the head. The baseball bat, if you will. DDZ makes the illusions coming through. Dendy's just like, no, get those out of here. Havost still with the Aegis, doesn't really care if he dies. He's just running at people right now. And this is going to be mega creeps. Havost so low, but it doesn't even matter. This is just pure outplay. And that's the GG coming in. After the attrition coming through from Navi, you have to just succumb to this. It's just too much, and sublime play coming up from the side of the European squad. But for Arrow, yet another loss today.
Just very disheartening. I mean, I am personally a big Arrow fanboy. I'm happy that they've been able to get a couple of wins under their belt, but it's been a struggle since then and even before. And, you know, hopefully, maybe they could still